Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Alyssa, and if you like all things spooky, please like and subscribe. I am doing a 31 days of Halloween for the entire month, and I posted my first video yesterday, so go watch that if you haven't already. Today we're going to be doing a clown look, so let's get into it. I just laid down my eyebrows with some Elmer's glue, like the purple stick, and then put a little bit of foundation on and then did my powder, packed that on real good. I'm actually going to leave the powder on while I do my face. That way it sets. My little kiss to everybody because my lips are filled with foundation. But I am just doing a thin layer of foundation. I'm not going to go as heavy because we are going to be doing some paint today and kind of messing up the foundation anyways, but I did want to use it as like a primer to set everything that I'm going to be putting on after. So just make sure you blend it out on the edges. Of course, get your neck and stuff. And then we're going to be taking the air spun translucent powder and baking them on our brows once more. You want to do this a few times just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And you want to, pack it on like you're doing like a baked look, or even if you're just beating your face for the gods and you want it to be super, super matte. So that's what we're doing for the brows. And then we're going to take a light bit of the airspun translucent powder and going all over the face with that, as well as brushing away the excess off the eyebrows. Now we're going to be doing a nude lip liner, the same one that I used yesterday to outline everything. I'm going to be using today. It's pretty simple and easy. It's easy to work with because it is a nude liner. So if you have to wipe off something that you messed up on, or if you don't like something and you want to try something else, then it is just easy. As you can see, just take your beauty blender that has the little bit of foundation on it and just like blot it away basically. You can also just easily use your finger too. I do that as well. And then after we do the overall mask look, we're gonna do the eyes. Start off with the straight line in between. So we're gonna do like longer triangles under the eyes today. So I decided to do the middle line, and I do have chubby cheeks. So as you can see, me struggling a little bit to get the line straight. And then I later on actually make them a little bit shorter once I do the mouth. But it's not imperative that you can see everything in the lines. It's just to give you a guide basically. So when you go back with the paint, it's just a lot easier to do. Now I'm going to start with the brows. The reason why I glued down my brows was because they are pretty low and close to my eyes. And I feel like clowns have like those very animated eyebrows. So might as well just draw them on, right? So that's what we're doing here. We're just tracing our new eyebrows, very thinner eyebrows, and getting an idea of where we want them. So once you have that, just fill it in a little bit so it's easier to see once you go in with the paint. Fix the other one to make sure that they're pretty much even. Like I said in my last video, eyebrows are sisters, not twins, so they won't and don't have to be perfect. Now we're going to do our little button nose. I know some people like to use like the actual noses that you get from Halloween stores. Personally, they never stay on my nose, and it's just easier and more fun to draw it on yourself. And then we're going to go in with the mouth. This look, by any means, is not natural. So we are definitely overlining the lips quite a bit. And then we're going to bring out our corners of our mouths to make it look more of a animated clown look. I bring it up more, so when your mouth is closed, it actually looks like you're still smiling. And you can see where I'm kind of brushing away the eye line because it was a little too low. It would have eventually like blended in with the mouth, and I didn't want that. And then we're gonna do the top lip as well. For the Cupid's bow in the top lip, personally, I went for more of the like Cirque du Soleil mouth. I don't know if anyone has actually seen those cool like clowns that they do and stuff, but their makeup, it's more pointy in the mouth, and that's what I was going for. So once you've completely done your layout and have every idea of where you're going to be putting the darker paint, then you're going to go in with the white. I went in with the white from the Makeup Forever 12 Flash Color Palette. It is a cream-based paint palette. I like this one. It's very easy to put onto skin. It's easy to work with, easy to blend. So that's just the one that I picked for this look. I do have um, alcohol active paints. Yes. And I also have water activated paints. There we go. Activated, not active. Wordplay again, but whatever. So we're going to actually go in with the white from this palette and kind of go around everything that we just traced. And for the eyes, I just kind of went with a sloppy triangle. And then for the mouth, I do try to get as close to as possible to the lips. So that's what I'm doing here. Once you actually get all the white on, you're not going to set it at all. For this one, I wanted it to be a little bit more glowy, so I didn't want to set the white. Also, when you're putting on the actual mask look, it doesn't matter if you get out of the outside lines where the mask is, because we're going to fix that with the black once we go over that. I also have my septum pierced, so that was me moving it up and down, trying to get all the angles, right? And if you can't tell, my brush isn't a normal makeup brush. Personally, I like using like regular paint brushes to put paint on my face and to kind of sculpt what I want on my face. It's a lot easier to work with. Makeup brushes, I feel like, is more for makeup, even though this is technically a makeup paint palette. Regular paint brushes work a lot better at the application, and I feel like they're just a little bit smoother. So that's what I'm using. It's a generic Michaels set that I got, and this is just a really flat brush, and it worked really well. So yeah, and then once you put your first layer of the white on, you're going to want to go in and do any of the spots that haven't been completely whited out. It's not imperative before you do the black to do this. I did it just because I do have naturally oily skin, so it picked up more in some places than others, so I was just going in and fixing that. And I also didn't do my eyelids because we are going to go in with some eyeshadow later on, so I didn't want to cover my entire eyelid, but I did cover just a little bit, and my lashes were super long this day, so I had to keep wiping off the white paint off the tippity top of my lashes, but that's okay, you know. It's fun either way, whether you make a mess or you don't make a mess, but personally I'm just a mess. So getting paint on my eyelashes does not surprise me. I'm surprised I actually don't have paint all over my neck and my arms at this point, but you know, we're trying to be professional. And now I'm just going to go in with the same paint palette. I'm going to use the black and sculpt out those pieces that we did with the the lip liner pencil. And I'm just going to trace out the eyebrows, do the nose, do the under eyes, and then do the lips as well. For the eyebrows, like I said, clowns have very animated eyebrows, so I did a little flickety flick at the top of the eyebrow, and it kind of looks like a backwards Nike sign in a way, but not as Nike, you know? And then after you sculpt these out and actually put all the black on where you want the black to be, then you're going to take the white and you're actually going to kind of conceal, if you will, around like the spots that you don't necessarily like. Like I said in my last video, I do usually like to bring my eyebrows down pretty far, but since we're going for the clown animation, then we're not going to bring them as long. One's a little bit shorter than the other. Like I said, eyebrows are not perfect. Also, clowns are not perfect. If you see any clowns, some have eyebrows, some don't. So we're just kind of going with what we feel today, and that is okay. Now we're going to go in and do the under eye. Now this is a little bit tricky, but it is easier to do it after you do the white, just because you kind of already have your guidelines and then you just have to fill it in. It's like coloring in a book. You know, have you ever like colored in a book as a kid? I feel like everyone has done that, but it's literally the same thing once you put the white, and then you're going to take the white and just make it a little bit more sharper. If you have chubby cheeks like me, it is kind of tricky to get the straight line. Like, it still doesn't really look that straight, but that's okay. You get the idea of it. And then go in with the other one. For the under eyes, though, I did wing it out just a little bit underneath. Not by much, but just to give a little oomph to my eye look that I'll be doing in a second. And then sculpting that out again, making it sharp. And then we're going to go in and do the mouth. The mouth isn't as hard as the eyes, because the eyes, like I said, I have chubby cheeks, so it's a little bit harder to get it straight. The lips were pretty easy. It's just basically, like I said, tracing lines and coloring in a coloring book. But you have to get it black enough to where you can't really see your natural lip. So just make sure you do quite a few coats on that. So then that's what we're doing now. But after this, we're going to be doing the outside look. And I couldn't decide on if I wanted to do the around the mask all black or if I wanted to keep it my natural color. So I definitely kept it my natural color and just outlined it. And you can see me deciding on if I even like the look, and then I ended up liking it. So back to the lips, you want to make sure that it's quite a few coats, because you want it as black as possible to get that overall natural quote-unquote look as a clown. But as you can see, the bottom of the lip was a little bit harder just because my bottom lip and my chin are not that far apart. So I was just trying to make sure that whatever I did didn't actually go off on my chin when I closed my mouth. And then we're just going to conceal it a little bit with the white paint. And later on, we are going to actually mattify the black. I just wanted the white to be more glossy, get that fake effect, I guess, not necessarily the matte effect. I wanted it to be a little glowy. But the black I definitely wanted to matte out, so we're going to go in with powder later as well. And then for the lips, I actually used a very, very thin brush to point them out. And there's me enjoying this look way too much. I did the inner parts of my lip as well to make sure that it was fully covered. And then you see me tracing around the mask and doing that. So once you put the white on, like I said, you can get messy with it. You don't have to be perfect and follow every line that you drew out before. It's just a guideline. It's kind of like when you're wanting to do something and you have an idea of it and then you exceed and do it. That's basically the trace. That's what we're going for. So now I'm just doing the black, and then any white that came out of the line, you're going to conceal. Then you can do a thicker black line, you can do a thinner black line. Personally, this line was what I was going for because I didn't want to do a full black around the face. I wanted to keep it natural, so it actually looked like I did a mask instead of painted it on. So then we're just going to do that, go all the way around. And I'm kind of blind, that's why I keep leaning in so much, because my mirror, I couldn't tell if I got the lines connected or not, so that's why, my apologies. And then once you're completed the outline, I'm going to go in on my chin and make the lines around my chin a little bit thicker so it brings in your chin, so it looks more like a pointed chin, not a rounded chin. I have a very round face, so this is kind of like contouring. When you contour your cheeks, I was contouring my chin with black paint. Once again, go in with the white, cover any of the spots that you don't think are white enough, and then I'm going to go back in with the black and make these little lines. These lines I wanted to mimic like either tape or staples. I basically just wanted it to look like I put the face on, not necessarily had like a mask that goes around your head that you buy at like the Halloween stores and stuff. But this look is very versatile. You can easily do it as just a plain face paint makeup and do the black around, so it looks like you just did your entire face and sculpted it out, or you can do it like I did and put it on like a mask. I wanted it to be more of a Halloween inspired, not necessarily body paint, even though it is. But then we're gonna go in with our James Charles palette. Once again, I absolutely love that palette. James, if you're listening, which you're probably not, love you to death. But we're gonna go in with single first and kind of blend that out. I'm focusing more above my natural crease line, and then blending it up towards the eyebrows. And then from there, we're going to keep patting it on, bringing it out. Since I did the white around it a little bit, you have to put a little bit more, which is okay. But it does make it pop more since the white is there, rather than if it was just your natural eye. And then after we do the single color, we're going to go in with Escape and make it a little bit darker, and making it more of a purple smoky eye. I do the inner corners of my eye as well, just because I want it to be that deep purple pocket look. So that's what we're doing. And then for the middle, after we blend all to the gods, we're gonna go and do the color in Artistry with our finger and do the middle to give it a little bit of the glitter effect. As a makeup artist, I do want to disclose I am using my fingers because it is my face. I know my fingers are very clean. I just washed them prior to doing this makeup look. And I do not use my fingers on my clients. I always use brushes, but for me, it's just easier to use my ring finger and just pack that glitter on real fast than using a brush. Like I said in my last video, I am a self-taught makeup artist. Everything that I do, I try out on myself before I try out on my clients, and that is just how I like to apply glitter from palettes. Now you can see after I did my eye look that we did go back in with Spooky from the James Charles palette, and I'm just mattifying all the black spots on my face. I feel like mattifying those few spots just makes it look more like a mask and not body paint. Body paint is very like glossy, so I wanted to matte those spots, make it pop a little bit more. Now you see me kind of concealing those little black areas. You don't have to do much, but just a little bit. And then after that, you are going to have a finished look. And thank you for watching this video. Bye, guys.